Hi guys, my name is Laura and welcome to this video. I wonder, have you ever been in a situation where you were in a room with full of friends or maybe your family members, or maybe you were telling a story about some great news that happened recently, or maybe something that you experienced, or maybe even you were telling a story about something difficult and hard that you're going through and you really just needed that friendly advice. And as you finish talking, you turn to your friend and say, like, what do you think? What do you think I should do? What are your thoughts? And then the friend turns back to you and says, I'm so sorry, I wasn't actually paying attention. Could you please repeat that all over again? And how annoying would you be in that situation? That's happened to me a couple of times. And let me tell you, it's one of the most annoying things for me when I take time out to share something to somebody else and they didn't actually listen, or maybe they were doing something else while I was talking. Basically, they were just wasn't paying attention. And we all have friends like that in our lives, but we also have friends who would generally take time out to listen and to be with us and to sit with us, and they would generally want to know what is happening in our lives. I wonder, have you heard of a word called empathy? Empathy is more than just feeling sorry for someone. It's actually the ability to be able to understand what someone else is feeling. It's almost like you're walking in their shoes, you're experiencing what they're experiencing together, you do life together. And I think empathy is one of the core things about being a good and amazing friend. If I would ask you what is a good friend, you could probably give me a big list about things, and I think empathy is one of those. It's ability to be able to sit down with that person, to listen to them, to walk together with them, to journey together with them. And there's a great quote from a book called To Kill a Mockingbird. And some of you might know this book from school, some of you might not, which is fine. And there's a quote from a guy called Harper Lee, and it says, "You never really know a man until you understand things from his point of view, until you climb into his skin and walk around in it." And this sums it up so well, what empathy is. And then in Romans chapter 12, verse 15, it describes it as this. It says, being able to rejoice with those who rejoice and mourn with those who mourn. It basically means that we are able to put ourselves in their shoes and to feel what they're feeling. For example, if you've got an amazing friend, a good friend, who's just got some amazing news, it's you being able to share that excitement together with them, to be able to feel happy for them and with them. Maybe if they're going through something really hard, it's actually you being able to sit with them together and cry together with them and journey together with them, basically to do life together. And Jesus got this so well. There's so many places in the Bible where he actually showed empathy and compassion for people. He walked and talked empathy all day long. He literally became human. He came down to earth so he could empathize with us. He knows how it feels to feel lost, to feel grief, to feel fearful, to feel anxious, to feel excitement. He knows all those feelings because he was a human as well. And as I said, there's so many examples in the Bible where Jesus showed empathy. For example, when he sat down with Martha and Mary and wept together with them when their brother Lazarus died. He also showed compassion in the way that he healed people. And there's so many stories in the Bible with how he healed different people. And the thing is, Jesus didn't always agree with the people. He very often challenged their behaviours, but he still took time out to listen to their stories. For example, Zacchaeus, he didn't agree with what he was doing as a tax collector, but he actually showed time to sit down with him and to listen to his story. He even went to his house and had dinner with him. He really wanted to see what he's got to tell. He really took time out for that person. He showed empathy and he loved the man. And this is what God invites us to do, to show empathy to the people around us. In the book of Ephesians, in chapter 5, verses 1 to 2, it talks about how we are the imitators of God because we are children of God, and how we need to live lives that are filled with love, how we need to take time out to listen to other people's stories, to learn their stories, and to show empathy, because to listen is to love. And if we take time out to listen to the stories, we're showing how much we respect them, and we're showing God's love to them. We're pointing them towards Jesus because God is love. So I guess my question for you today is, are you listening? Are you a good listener? Because to listen is to love, and to love is to point others to the truth, which is God.